You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better
activate.
get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit, activate.
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
Was coming. I'm gonna be here real quick. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. We're gonna be here like an hour, maybe. Because I have to get on the highway. Okay, I gotta go get to my turn. I have to go get to my turn. So, yeah, it's like literally as soon as we get off of here, out of the door, type of situation. Literally. So, hello everyone. Welcome. Back to your boy, the Sean Davy Way show. I know it's not the same when a batch ain't in the game. I know, whatever. I wasn't here yesterday. I took a cute little break. And again, I was gonna do hot topics yesterday, and then since I didn't do it yesterday, I was gonna do it today. Before I headed out. And then I kept getting sent a bunch of stuff. And videos, because y'all love to send me stuff and articles and all that. And I love you for it. Thank you. Keep sending it to me. I appreciate it. And shout out to my boo Lizzie Mack, moderator for the super sticker. I want to catch it before it leaves again. I'm not going to be here too long. So thank you so much for the super sticker, Lizzie. I love you. Thank you, sweetie. So I was getting sent all these titles, and whatnot of Shanquella's mother's interview that she did with ABC News. A full clip of it dropped, and a lot of people were sending it to me. So I was just like, okay, cool. I watched it. I love to hear from Salamandra. She's the only person that I truly, her and Bernard and Quilla, Tequila, I love to hear from them because they're truth tellers to me. They have nothing to gain by lying. They're asking for no financial assistance, and things like that. They just truly want justice. So it's nice to hear from the family. And again, shout out to the Robinson family and justice for Shanquella Robinson. So I love to hear from them. So people sent me the interview. So I watched it. Nothing major. It's just she's just going around keeping the awareness going. So again, shout out to Salamandra Robinson. So got confused. Okay. And here's where I got confused. All right. There are YouTubers going around stating that the Cabo Six had planned for the funeral prior and that they had already picked out what they were going to wear to her funeral before they even went to Cabo, and all of this stuff. More so of stating that this was a planned thing. Like they were planning to, take her life to so much to where they even figured out what they were going to wear prior and all of that. So I've seen a lot of headlines with that in it, all lies. And we're going to listen to the interview because it's not long. So we're going to listen to the interview and break it down. That's a complete lie. None of the Cabo Six got clothes or was looking for clothes or were dressing for a funeral before Cabo. That is a complete and total lie. So again, lies. There's nothing true about that. So we're gonna listen to the interview and break that down. There's other YouTubers going around too, stating that justice has been served. We're going to get into that. That's a lie. Another total lie. No justice has been served. And then you got these other delusional YouTubers that are going around stating that Nazir's mother is stating that the FBI cleared her son. Okay. Nazir, you and your mama need to shut up. Both of y'all, especially your old ass mama. She need to be quiet because ain't nothing she's saying true. She's just loud, wrong, and ignorant. Ignorant. Both of y'all could go suck a big one. Both of you. Clearly y'all bored. Y'all need something to do. I guess that OPP ain't selling how it used to, player. I guess that OPP, because used to be real busy in this. It's around Christmas time. It's a whole bunch of people looking for stolen goods. Okay? For the discount. It's Christmas time. Okay? So you should be real busy. Business not doing well. I wonder why. Do people not want to buy things from a murderer? Is that what it is, girl? People don't want to buy from one of the infamous Cabo 6. Is that what's going on? Now you can't sell OPP. You can't sell the next door neighbor stuff to the upstairs neighbor anymore because what happened? What happened? Oh, well. So we're not going to refurbish your company. We're not going to rebrand you, help you rebrand, you know, anything like that. What you selling OPP. You can't sell the 5-finger discount stuff no more because ain't nobody coming to you because you allegedly take lives. So since you take lives and play a part of your CPR is playing Summer Walker, no one wants anything to do with you because it seems that you may be into necro. Not to mention, we still want justice for Rihanna. Okay? Not to mention Rihanna. So again, your mama running around saying that you've been vindicated and that the FBI done cleared you. Total lie. All of that is a lie, and we're going to get into that. Okay? First of all, the FBI can't exonerate him from what he did to Rihanna until they take it seriously. Because your mama, since your mama is so worried about the charge from Mexico. Okay, what about the one from North Carolina? What about that one from Rihanna that said in high school your son was over there coercing? Just how he coerced things off the back of trucks and then end up selling them, girl. Yeah, he was over there coercing, girl. He's been coerced for quite some time. Okay, so let's get to that. And then you sitting over there on Delusional People channel, Weird People channel, talking about the FBI has vindicated your child, everything that's going on in Mexico with the Cabo 6. Again, another total lie. Nazir ignorant mama, girl. America cannot exonerate him from anything because we're not prosecuting. Okay? America is not prosecuting the Cabo 6. Mexico is. So again, if your son's going to be cleared of anything, sweetie, it's going to be in Mexico. Mexican, I should say, authorities would have to clear your son. They have not. So there y'all go again over there looking stupid, looking and sounding stupid, girl, because the U.S. of the A is not prosecuting that dirty son, that musty nut nigga over there, the mustard ball son you got over there, girl. Rub your head and play Summer Walker, Mr. Necro himself. Okay? So he has not been cleared of anything. The only thing the FBI want is to question the Cabo 6. That's why they're leaving cards and stuff like that on their addresses and stuff, girl. Instead of search warrants, kicking in doors and whatnot, girl. They leave in cards because it's an open investigation here. So they're just investigating. They're just collecting information on their end, girl. Doing what Mexico can't do, which is sit down with these people and get their story. That is it. There are no arrest warrants here for any of the Cabo 6. So again, girl, you are weird. What did they clear your son of? All they can do is pick him up and question him. That's it. or he could come down and they'll question him. That is it. That is all they can do. Unless he go in that to the FBI and said, I did it, I took a life, send me to Mexico. Other than that, all they can do is question your son. That is it. So what are they exonerating him of? Like, you weird. So you feel like since saying lock him up and throw away the key, that he's exonerated? He's not. Like, y'all are weird. And the channel y'all was on, she weird too. All of y'all are weird. All of y'all. Because how you talking about justice for Shanquella, but you sitting over here talking to the ops. So these same people, if y'all talk to a victim because they were traumatized by somebody, would you talk to the abuser as well? Or do y'all just interview one side? How that work? Why folk come? That doesn't make any sense. I'm Team Shanquella, justice for Shanquella, but let me sit down and talk to the Nazir family. For what? Talk to them about, well, who are they? He going to jail. It don't matter where he go. He could talk to gay, straight, trans. It don't matter who he talks to. He's still going to jail. What? Arrest the Cabo 6. All 6 of them. Now, he may not get the same charge. His charge may be lessened, and I ain't got no problem with that. But he's getting charged. Girl, please. Your son ain't innocent. Your son ain't innocent. Shut up. Shut up. Y'all are weird. I'm like, ugh. Like, is they really over here talking about some vindication? What vindication? The FBI can't clear him of anything. If he did talk to the FBI, that's it. Simple questioning. That's all the U.S. feds want from the Cabo 6 is to have a conversation. They hide because they know all of their conversations is going to be different. That is why they are hiding. Yeah. And they lied to your son, and that's what he get now. That's what he get, because he should have did what he allegedly did to Rihanna. Karma. Nah. Now that's what your son get. I don't feel sorry for him now. He should have called the police. He should have called the ambulance over there since he couldn't talk to his best friend in 9 years. Since she was unresponsive and he was cool with that. Nah. That's what he get. That's what he get. You should have did better. You should have did better. Nah. You should have been a better mama. Now y'all want to pick up where you lacked. No. When he was coercing girls and all of that stuff, where were you then? How loud were you then? Now all of a sudden you want to speak for him. You can't speak for him. You can't speak for him at all because you ain't got the right answers. Why didn't your son call the police when he noticed that Shanquella was unresponsive upon approach? Why was that just okay? Why he rubbing heads and playing Summer Walker with the type of reputation that he already had, which is he take it. He take it. He ain't asking for it. He taking it. But now all of a sudden you want the Mother of the Year where you ain't getting it. You ain't getting it. It's you Akbar V's that be wanting to make up for lost time. It's too late. It's too late. He going to jail. If we got anything to say about it, he going to. It's that simple, girl. So no matter where you go sit down, it don't matter where you go lie at, it don't matter who projects the lie, he going to jail. So the FBI cleared him, cut it. They ain't clear him of anything. They questioned him, if that. And we don't even know if that's true. They talked, probably. Who knows? We have no proof of that. None. But they love to do this. Are y'all that bored with the Shanquella story? Since we're not getting any new updates, y'all that bored? So we're not, you're just gonna make stuff up? Y'all talking about the Cabo 6 has been extradited where? How, when there's only a warrant for one person? What? Literally in videos, y'all saying that Cabo 6 has been extradited. That, what? There's only a warrant for one person and we still don't know who that is. That's weird. Again, there's no warrant out for Nazir in this country or Mexico. So what would the FBI be vindicating him of? Vindicating him of what? Clearing him of what? There's no charges here. In America, we do double jeopardy. We don't believe in that, okay? So you can't be prosecuted twice. So if Mexico clears him, okay, and he come here, America can't bring up no whole new case against him. No, he's already been cleared. That's double jeopardy. Like, no. They will only be charging him due to the Interpol treaty. That would be the only reason. that they will be charging them. And that's only if Mexico, my fault, did not prosecute. And they did. They are. They are prosecuting. There's a warrant for the main aggressor. So that means that there will be more warrants. There will be. This is the beginning. We got to get her. We got to get the main aggressor before we move on. Like with the process, we need her first. So yeah. What about it? You don't get to save him. No. There's no saving him. He could have saved himself as an adult. He could have saved himself. He chose not to. He chose to go with the majority. But he the same person in the video. Oh, they wouldn't have did that to Shanquella if I was there. They wouldn't have did that. They did. Like, what are you talking about? You were there. You may not have been there for the fight, but you were there when she was unresponsive. You were there. You did nothing. So you feel like as you make up stuff, oh, I tried to give her CPR. I tried to do this. I tried to do that. I attended to a person how you attend someone to have alcohol poisoning. Do you even know what alcohol poisoning is? Because there's different measurements you go by if you feel like someone has it. Because you can't diagnose people. I don't get to just tell you have alcohol poisoning. Even if you're sick and we were drinking. It could have been something you ate. Or, I mean, it doesn't mean you have alcohol poisoning. That doesn't mean that. You don't get to diagnose people. The hospital tells you what you have, not your homegirl or your homeboy, unlicensed. Like, so you come in here and listen to a whole bunch of people that ain't never diagnosed a person before in their life, ain't never been to med school before in their life, just tell you this about her, and you just go with the okie doke. Although you knew she was unresponsive the whole time. She never spoke to you, walked, talked, nothing. But you innocent. Because you didn't see the fight? So, who cares that you didn't see the fight? And you saw she was unresponsive. He acted like he came to Mexico and never made it to the villa. And then they all left and he left with them. That's not what happened, idiot. That's not what happened. You weren't stuck at the airport the whole time. You got there, they was already taking her body away, type of situation. You're innocent. You have nothing to do with nothing. Even if this is premeditated in some way, shape, or form, as long as in the premeditation, a life being ended wasn't part of it, you're not involved. Even if they just said, when we get there, we snatching her up. Okay, they ain't got nothing to do with taking about her life. That you said when you get there, you're going to handle her. You're going to put hands and feet. Okay. You ain't saying nothing about when I get there, I'm going to give her a spinal cord injury and end her life. Y'all ain't saying nothing about that. Like, no. Y'all said that y'all was going to run up on her. And that's all you have to tell the authorities. That's it. Well, one of them did say that they was going to get her. One of them did have plans of getting her. You know, that's all that Nazir would have to say, because he would be innocent if he never made it to the villa. But you did. You did. You were around her. You're the one who put your own foot in your mouth by stating, I never left her. I stayed with her the whole time. Then you heard every piece of the conversations. You knew what was going on. You knew. But since you weren't aware of the fight, you feel like I'm innocent. No, you're not. I don't care what your mama over there telling you. So, who is she? Who is she? What about it? That make a whole lot of sense. I'm just like, yeah, no. So he hasn't been vindicated of anything. I don't give a damn who channel he on. It's a lie. I don't care who mama on somebody's channel. It's still a lie. That is not the truth. The FBI has not extradited anyone, nor is the FBI arresting anyone here in America. That's just not happening, bro. It's not happening. Like, it's that simple. It's an investigation. That's it. They're not prosecuting anything. That's it. Now, they may extradite if it gets that far, but until then, Nazir doesn't have a warrant or anything like that. He wasn't the main aggressor because he wasn't there. So that warrant clearly is not for Nazir. So I'm like, what's with the lying? Like, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Like, why even put that type of trash on your channel, knowing it's not the truth? Knowing is the furthest thing from the truth. Literally, I don't get that. But y'all posting it. Just anything for a click in the view. Y'all wouldn't allow this girl name. Like, it's getting gross. Like, if the story's slowing down, which it is, it's losing momentum because, again, there are a lot of pieces that are still missing. Okay. It doesn't mean that we have to give up. No, we don't give up. We just keep the awareness going and we move on with our content. But we keep her in mind, and any new updates or anything like that, we keep notifying our people. That's what we do. We don't get to just keep, let's talk to all the ops now, you know, and all of the people that took part in ending her life so that we can keep this going because I'm getting a following and viewed off of it. That's disgusting to me. Like, cut it out. It's not that deep. It really isn't. Just move on. Just talk about something else. Like I said, we about to do hot topics. I can show you. I got a whole list of hot topics that we were going to discuss today. I wasn't going to come forward and discuss this. I was going to bring up Shanquella because, again, I want to keep the awareness going. Justice for Shanquella. Absolutely. But there's no reason to lie. The next time I plan on talking about Shanquella was after the rally tomorrow. Maybe Sunday. We talk about the rally, you know, and whatnot. But again, there's no reason to make anything up. I don't care to. I really don't. The more the truth is being told, the easier it is to keep up with Shanquella's story so that we can keep the awareness being made. But it's like y'all trying to raise awareness for a Lifetime movie. Like, it's like, what does any of this stuff have to do with justice for her? Nazir's allegedly talking to the FBI. What about it? Inevitable. All of them will speak to them before all said and done. All of them, all six. You can run, but you cannot hide. All six of them will speak to the FBI. The FBI can go talk to Dejanay right now. They're not going to arrest her. They're not. Unless the extradition process is complete, they have no reason to provisionally, physically arrest her. They have no reason. There's no reason right now to do so. The FBI here in America knows exactly who that warrant is for. We don't know who the warrant is for, but in order, because I'm sure that's the services that Mexico is hiring, because Mexico has to pay for all of this. But so I'm sure that Mexico is paying the FBI here, the federal agents here, to get her, to find whoever, to get the main aggressor, you know, and keep close tabs on them. So when if and when the extradition process is complete, they can grab them right away so that they can move on with what goes on next with the extradition process. But until then, there's no reason for them to arrest anybody. Dejanay can freely walk around. She can freely walk around. She can walk up to any police officer right now. They're not going to arrest her. For what? For what? There's no reason. There's no reason. Agreed. But at that point in time, Mexico will have to finish the extradition process. They're not going to, meaning that America has to sign off on it. So until America signs off on it, ain't nobody being detained, held, none of that. This is a process. So there's no reason for any detective, local PD, CIA, FBI, there's no reason for any of them to arrest any of the Cabo Six. This did not happen on American soil. Did not happen here. So there's no reason for them to arrest whoever is listed as a main aggressor. We still don't know who that person is, but the FBI does, because they know who to go get. So when, if and when again, the extradition process is complete, they're just gonna go snatch them up, read them their rights, let them know what's going on, and off to wherever they go next, however that goes. Whether a detective flies them there or a different type of federal agents, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know exactly how that goes, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I do. But I know that there's no reason, right? Let the process work, right? Instead of people forcing things, because again, it confuses the supporters. It confuses the people that are supporting. You have this side of the internet saying that all six people was extradited. You got this side of the internet saying that, which if all six people are extradited, then why is Nazir mom talking about some, allegedly talking about some Nazir's been cleared by the FBI? So that means all six would not be extradited. That means it would have only been 5 instead of 6. Like, it's just too much. So it confuses the audience. So if I have to come be the truth, I don't care about anybody saying that I'm hating, that I'm this, I'm that. Okay, if I am doing those things, say I am, which I'm not. Say I am hating on another content creator or something like that. What you gonna do? That's what I want to know. What's gonna happen? Okay, say I am hating. And what about it? What happens next? What's this next step? Now that you realize that I'm a hater. Okay. What you about to do? This? Ooh, scary. Here, flip. So, yeah, I'll be all of that. I'll be all of that. All I know is I ain't about to be called no liar. I'm not about to be called a liar. When I come forward and talk about this woman that I do want to rest in peace and that I do want to have justice, I'm going to tell the truth. It's that simple. I don't feel like I have to make up anything to get people to, because I don't care if people view me so, oh, like, I mean, who cares? I mean, clearly y'all do, I get it. But it's like, it's just not that deep to me. It really is not. I mean, when you raise awareness, you're just raising it. Sometimes you'll get a small audience raising awareness, and sometimes you'll get a big one. It's just a matter, it just matters how you stick to it, That's it. We start over here raising awareness for people with 7 people in our chat, 100 people in our chat. When we have that 7,000 over here, a lot of awareness raised that day. That's how I looked at it. Do you see me posting? Oh, look, we had 7K. And I don't care about none of that. So, okay. We have 7,000 people over here. Great. Great. I hope they took the truth with them. Wherever they went next. But what we over here said, I hope they took the truth. I hope they ain't stretch it and turn it into things that it isn't. Because that's what it's at the end of the day. Justice for Shanquella. That's simple. What's in this cup? Coffee? Coffee? I'm about to drive. Coffee? Coffee, girl. It's that simple. So I'll be a hater. I'll be the op. I'll be all of that. What I'm not gonna be is checked. Won't now when I'm check me. Won't now when I'm go forward and debunk anything that I just said. None of them, because I'm telling the truth. It's hard to debunk a truth. It's easy to debunk a lie, but it's hard to debunk a truth. Just like all of those titles, easily debunked. I ain't got to put up no receipts because they can't. They can't put up no receipt proving any vindication of Nazir at all whatsoever. None. Not a one. So, I mean, you choose to listen to it if you want to. But at the end of the day, pay attention to what's tangible. And words are not. Words are not tangible. Y'all just let all of these other content creators run around with El Fraudo, with the Guadalajara, and all of y'all hung on his every word. All of y'all send the super chats, all of this. Oh, we believe you, Geraldo. Oh, we believe you, El Fraudo. We believe you, Sarachala. Just because y'all needed something to hang on to. And now y'all don't even say his name no more. Y'all don't bring him up. Ain't no content creators talking about him. They're not interviewing him. None of that. Why? Don't stop now. Don't stop now. You've been thirsty. You've been parched. Don't stop now. Not those same people that was embracing him, hanging on his every word. They won't even bring him up. So now y'all going around looking for other people that's lying. Let me go look for a new liar, because he got caught too quick. Let me go listen to other people that get caught later. Let me go listen to them, because that's gross. So hair flip. So moving right along, let's get into the interview. Fair use ABC News now. Miss Salamandra and all these people going around line saying that Salamandra sat over here basically stating that the Cabo 6 prepared for the funeral before Mexico even happened. So let's go. That woman did not say that.
The kindness, the loving person that she was. It's all I got is our memories and this photo, my child.
Those memories.
It's certain pictures make you cry.
These portraits.
It's good memories.
Are what Shanquella Robinson's parents hold close to their heart.
She's on my mind. First thing I wake up in the morning, the first thing thought is in my mind is her, Shanquella.
She was a beautiful person on the outside, and she was a very beautiful person in the inside. She just had a beautiful spirit.
Shanquella's life and legacy now shaped by her final moments. A brutal beating shared on social media, a vicious death while on vacation with friends.
The growing mystery surrounding the death of an American tourist.
Just one day into that vacation, she turned up dead.
The FBI has now opened an investigation.
I'm raising awareness for Shanquella Robinson.
A horrifying story gripping the country. Cries for justice spreading online.
Shanquella needs justice.
And now Mexican authorities charging an unnamed U.S. citizen with murder.
Justice, keyword. And again, it's still unnamed. This woman, all she do is think about her daughter. All Solomon just sit there doing think about her daughter, and she has another child. So that's not fair to the one that's living. That my mom is still grieving so hard, and the grieving process won't end until there is peace, until there is justice. Grieving is a process, just like extradition is a process, so is grieving. There's layers to it, layers. So the people that are going around saying all of this stuff, not being mindful of this family, is disgusting. It's disgusting. I don't go live and say anything that I think that if this family watched, they would frown upon. I'm not. I don't do that because that's not what it's about. I'm not going to sit here and have conversations with people, especially of the Cabo 6, that have not even spoke to this family. But you dirty hoes is sitting around having conversations with them. It's like they ain't even talk to the family, but they talking to you. Like y'all are trash. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, y'all so disrespectful. And that's how you can tell when somebody cares and when somebody doesn't care. Because I feel like that family cares. And I feel that they watch a lot of people. I feel like they watch all of us. So no matter how big you are, how small you are, you can have 2 subscribers. And I feel like if they watching you. They're watching you. They watch us. They absolutely do. So it's the disrespect for me that there's a low tolerance, like zero tolerance. Zero tolerance for the people that are going around disrespectful with their titles and disrespectful in their videos and how they're treating this situation. It's not about justice for a lot of these people anymore. Like, this is not a celebrity. This is not a scandal. This is not none of that stuff. Like, what are we doing? We're not keeping up with the Kardashians. We're not doing that. Y'all done turned this into keeping up with the Robinsons. It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. So where there's a lot of confusion, I feel that a lot of us need to come forward and do the opposite. And do the opposite, clean up. We need the people that's going to come through and clean up certain situations. And a lot of people aren't doing that. And a lot of people aren't. Oh, shout out to my Buddha Plainest Jane. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Plainest Jane. I love you. I love her. I love Plainest Jane. So, and Plainest Jane, girl, do you know they unsubscribed me from you, girl? I have to subscribe to you again today. I was like, what is going on? Like, so I hit all and all of that, girl. Girl, I don't know what happened. Because they had to, because I have been subscribed to you. Because I've been subscribed to you since R. Kelly. And so I'm just like, girl. Yeah, I was super annoyed, but I resubscribed, but I love you. Yeah, here flip. So I just think it's very disrespectful with the tone that a lot of these people have. It's gross. It absolutely is. But let's keep listening to this grieving mother.
One of Shanquella's acquaintances. But still, the family left wondering what happened, who did it, and why.
The further mystery of this case is that the people that she was with when she died, they let leave Mexico.
I thank God for the 25 years that she were here with me, you know. But I hate to see my child leave here like that, you know. That was a terrible way for her to die.
What were her hopes and dreams? What were her plans for herself?
Well, she always said she wanted to have a successful business. Yeah. You know, that's all she pretty much talked about. And she could do anything. Yeah. Anything that she said her mind to do.
Oh, she seems like such a supportive mom. And her daughter was living her dream. You know, like that's another crazy thing about it. You know, Shanquella loved to travel. She traveled a lot of places. That is so sad. I'm sad. That is so sad. Mm. And like she said, that was a horrible way to watch your child. I mean, we look at it as a stranger because Shanquella was a stranger, to a lot of us. We didn't know her. Um, but like I said, I can imagine, that being like my daughter, that I'm watching that happen to, or a cousin or an aunt or, a sister. Like that would have to be very hard to drink in. It would. It definitely would. Very unsettling type of feeling that would be. So again, and she had, and that's the thing with us. We all come to go. No one's going to be here forever. It's just when it's unexpected. And a lot of times it's when it's unexpected is usually at younger ages. So how I look at it, when a person leaves here, that was always the way that they were going to leave. If they were going to leave another way, then that's how it would have been. They would have left that way. But they leave when we come, like how when we're born, whether it's natural, cesarean, like whatever. That's it. There's no rewriting that. And it's no different than when we expire, when we leave here. It doesn't get to be rewritten. But in Shanquella's case, with not knowing, exactly how she left here, it's still like unwritten, So a lot of people want, no different than this family's, no one more than the Robinson family want the rest of the story to be written, okay? Instead of just having clues about how this person left. It's easier to drink in when you know why somebody's gone. Somebody calls you and tells you that somebody passed away and they can tell you why, then it resonates, whether it's a horrible way or just natural causes, whatever you have, you feel like you have a sense of closure. But with Shanquella, there's no closure, it's just more so of a bunch of speculation. So that's what this family needs. They need closure. Someone passed because of a heart attack or something like that. You can imagine why. But a spinal injury and whatnot, it's like, well, what happened? That's the first thing your mind's going to go to. It's not making sense. So closure is very necessary for this family, and having all of this commotion that's going on YouTube and other places to where they are just stretching this story and turning this story into something that it is not. It's sad. It's really sad because, again, what is this truly about? At the end of the day, that's how I'm looking at it. Like, well, what is this about now? Because we work as a team, and we're supposed to be working to help find justice and closure, both of them, because without justice, there will be no closure. Even still finding out what happened to her fully, there still needs to be closure. Closure is now that we know what happened, get them. And until they are got, no justice, no peace, type of situation. So we're in a, it's going to be a wild ride, to get there. But I think, we prevail, put our heads together, especially collectively, that we could prevail. Because as YouTubers and bloggers and vloggers, whatever, we all work together. We do. We all share a lot of the same information. We just express it differently. We all have our own personalities, our own thought process, our own opinions, and how it's coming out. But we're all supposed to be talking about the same thing. It's not like that anymore with Shanquella. We're not talking about the same things. It's weird. It's like, why are most people live talking about the interviews and the rally, but then you got all of these other people who are talking about some extraditions made, all 6 people gone, Nazir has been vindicated and cleared, and all. It's just like, what? Like, what? You got this side of the internet talking about Dejanay has been processed and detained, and what? And then this whole side talking about some no arrest made. It's a circus. It's a mess. So it's like we're no longer working together because people want to, because the end goal should be justice. I don't understand what other reason would you be having to talk about Shanquella besides justice. Like, if you don't disagree with what happened to her and you want something to be done, why are you talking about it? Like, what are the reason? Like, that's weird. So again, we need people to come forward and get rid of all of the chaos. We need someone to come forward and diffuse a confrontation versus to push it on. Instead of us alive cursing each other out, because you already know me. When I say a liar, I just come forward and just pounce. But I don't feel like that's necessary. But I still think that they're trash. not tell them to their face. So I don't need to go live with people's names in the title, cursing them out, and stuff like that, because that does nothing either. It just adds to the confusion. It just makes more chaos. It's not going to get rid of the chaos. So there's no reason for me to come forward with names and titles. Yeah, it's not needed. They got to deal with the lies and stuff that they're spewing and turning this into a scandal. They got to deal with that. I don't have to deal with it because it's not what I'm doing. So if I'm not going to give you because I'm telling the truth, I don't want to give you it at all. If I have to lie to get y'all to come and see me, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
That drive fulfilling her other passion, travel. Miami, Vegas, Jamaica. And in October, she was heading to San Jose del Cabo, Mexico, a seaside escape with 6 others.
She was very excited about it. She called me and I said, well, okay, enjoy yourself. And I'll call you by the time I think you've gotten there. That Friday evening, she seemed very excited about the trip, And she said she was getting ready to eat some tacos. They had a chef there. And I said, okay, love you. I will talk to you tomorrow. Enjoy yourself. And I never spoke with my child again.
Not even 24 hours after her daughter landed in paradise, Salamandra says she got a worrying call from one of the friends who told her Shanquella wasn't feeling well.
And I said, well, what's wrong with her? And he said, alcohol poisoning. I didn't know what alcohol poisoning was, But
No one has been arrested. There are no arrests made, none.
He said, the doctor is on the way. And I said, well, how you know alcohol poisoning if the doctor haven't arrived yet?
According to the police report, the doctor recommended that Shanquella be taken to the hospital, but the friends allegedly refused.
And I said, well, why?
Khalil is who she was on the phone with. And she's going to kind of express that right here a little bit, too. She was on the phone with, from what I'm gathering, was Khalil. She did say that she spoke to multiple friends that evening, but Khalil was the main person that she spoke to. And Khalil was also the one who told her that Shanquella had passed away, that Shanquella didn't make it. So Khalil is, and she trusted Khalil out of all of the people there. Khalil, the one who had been on family vacations with her and her daughter, all of that. That's who she was on the phone with and told her that Shanquella was gone.
You can't take her to the hospital, take her to the hospital. And he said, well, they say you have to have cash money.
She said, and he say. Now, if you notice, they're not allowed to say anybody's names that are connected to the case. Okay? So you'll see a lot of times now, this is before the Robinson family lawyered up, that they would state names. She would say, oh, Khalil said this, and Khalil told me this, and, you just asked about $5,000. And she would say his name, and still sometimes she will, just when it's not, literally talking about the case, she'll say Khalil Cook. She'll say his whole name. She'll be like Khalil Cook. But other than that, they don't mention, you'll see in a lot of news reports too, that they don't mention any other people's names. When the ABC News went and knocked on 4 of the Cabo 6's doors to locate them and question them and interview them, they didn't say anybody's name. They just say, the friends that went on the trip is what they say. So to protect herself and whatnot, they're not really stating names. But this conversation, she stated before that it was with Khalil about the health insurance and all of that. She talked to Khalil, so that's why I can say that she was talking to Khalil at this point, because she stated it before.
Money. I said, well, she has insurance, and he said, well, she need about $5,000 to be seen in the emergency room.
Soon after, another series of calls. Salamandra was told an ambulance had arrived, but it was too late.
They said that she was responsible and the ambulance was trying to resuscitate her. He said he was sorry that Shanquella had passed.
He said it just like that?
Just like that. He wasn't even emotionally upset or nothing about it.
The reason I feel like Khalil wasn't emotional or upset about it is because at that point, they had been dealing with it all day. And then with the phone calls, to me, they had to the calls had to have been back to back to back to back to back because Shanquella had already passed away. So when he's saying that the ambulance got there and they tried to resuscitate her and they couldn't and whatnot, it was just went from she don't feel good to her being on the phone with him again and saying she passed away. So it was like literally like a domino effect, like super fast, like within hours, like within an hour or two. It wasn't like he called in the morning and said she wasn't feeling good, or called in the afternoon and said she wasn't feeling good. Like, no, it was all pretty much like abruptly, around the same time. She kept getting calls because she said the first call she got, she was at dinner. So while she was at dinner and got a phone call, this is at night, because again, Shanquella was pronounced with the paramedics and the Dr. Kevorkian. She was pronounced at 5:57 p.m. And her mom was on Charlotte time, but it's still night there because her mom was at dinner when the friends first called her and told her anything about what was going on. So that means that whole day had passed and none of them called Miss Robinson, Salamandra, none of them. So that's how we know the calls were pretty abrupt and no time in between each other. And I think that that's why her heart sank, because it went from being on the phone with them saying she don't feel good, and then it went from that to a couple calls later, she gone. It's just like, what? Like that, it's hard to process that. You got me in the mindset that my baby just don't feel good. Now you saying she gone? Like what? Like that doesn't even make sense. So again, the calls had to be close to each other because when the paramedics had got there, Shanquella was already gone. And when that Dr. Kevorkian, when she got there, she was already gone. So again, it's not like the phone calls are going to take, too much. He just wanted to make it look like Shanquella was passing within that moment, is what, to me, Khalil was trying to make it look like. Not that Shanquella had already passed away, that she's just passing away now. And that's not true. She was already gone. But let's keep listening.
And I say, well, it was nothing I could do. It's just my heart just crumbled, because I couldn't even get to my child. She 2,000 miles away.
Local Mexican authorities later releasing the police report stating the cause of death as cardiac arrest. Salamandra says days later, the friends returned to the States after their vacation.
So when Khalil does talk to Shanquella's mother, he tells Shanquella's mother, Salamandra, that Shanquella passed away from alcohol poisoning, right? They say alcohol poisoning, but the paramedics on scene stated that she passed away from cardiac arrest. What? He could have told Shanquella's mother that Shanquella passed away from cardiac arrest because they said it on scene. They said it there. But if their plan was to always make it look like it was of alcohol poisoning, because again, as you in the report, it was cardiac arrest. In the report, she passed away from cardiac arrest due to the EMTs and Carolina, Dr. Carolina, Dr. Kevorkian. They all stated that it was cardiac arrest is what she passed away from. Okay? Not due to alcohol poisoning, she passed away from cardiac arrest. None of that. Just simply, it was alcohol. In Dr. Kevorkian's police report, she only talked about alcohol. She never stated anything about Shanquella passing away from cardiac arrest. She never said anything like that. Not a word. She alluded to the friends called me because of alcohol. I came to submit, they wanted me to bring her. And that's another thing too. It's like she completely listened to them. Because you're a doctor. No one can call you and tell you a diagnosis. Like they can't give a diagnosis. So you should not have performed certain cares until you got there. Now, if they called you and told you that her leg may be broken because she can't walk, or her ankle that's something I could see being like, okay, well, I'm going to prepare for a leg injury is what I'm going to prepare for. But they told you that she needed an IV bag for alcohol poisoning and you just grab it and like, on my way. Like what? You had no other measures set up for alcohol poisoning because an IV is not the only thing. It's not the only process with that. Some people's stomachs needs to be pumped, and I mean it depends on how much alcohol they consumed. All that she ain't checked none of that. She ain't checked none of that. Like none of that stuff. I just find that weird. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in Mexico. Being a doctor is a doctor. That's universal. That's universal. How they're going to teach you how to do surgery in Mexico is going to, depending on what school you go to, it's going to be the same surgery they teach you here. You have to learn anatomy. You don't get to skip stuff because it's Mexico, so it doesn't matter that it's different. They also speak different languages, have different food, all of that, but they're still going to nourish you. They're still going to make sure that you have water and able to purchase it if you don't want to drink from like they're different, but they're not that different. Medical procedures are not that different. You have doctors coming from other countries all the time and performing life-saving procedures and whatnot. I mean, it's not, oh well, no, you got your license over there in Russia, so you stay over there, or you got your license in Japan, you stay over there, because in America being the doctors pretty universal. So that doesn't make sense. Again, alcohol poisoning is alcohol poisoning, and just having an IV is not the only precaution that you will have to take. If a person's stomach needs to be pumped because they've consumed too much alcohol, then that's what they're going to do, no matter what country you're in. That don't even make sense. Well, honestly, I'm just saying, in my opinion, that doesn't make sense. I mean, being a doctor is a doctor. I mean, having a medical degree, if you're a nurse here, you can be a nurse anywhere. Again, there's language barriers and things like that you'll have to conquer. But at the same time, a scalpel is a scalpel, no matter what room you walk into. You don't turn into something else because you're in Mexico. It's not a scalpel anymore. Over here, it's still a scalpel. So yeah, there's other things that needed to be done, that needed to be checked before just assuming. That doesn't even, you have an unresponsive girl you're walking up to. They said it's alcohol, although I smell none of it. I don't smell any alcohol in her at all. But because just even little signs like that, if somebody states that they're intoxicated, you're gonna smell them, and it's just, just certain things you look for. I don't know. Hair flip. Now you do need license in those set countries. You don't just get to go to different places practicing medicine. There's certain protocols that you have to take if you're going to be doing so. So just because you're an RN here doesn't mean that you get to just go be an RN. No, there's protocols and transferring of license and registry and all that good stuff. I definitely get that. But I mean, being certified is certified. It doesn't. Yeah. So hair flip. So yeah, that's an excuse for me. Like, oh well, they're in Mexico. Let's not make Mexico like poor shit. Like, let's not do that. Let's not make it like in Mexico there's nothing but sand and guns. Like people wouldn't go there if it was like walking into a war zone. Like they wouldn't. It's beautiful. So they're going there for the beauty, not because they have to. Everywhere you walk, there's a cartel member, stuff like that. You get like people wouldn't go if that's what was going on there. So yeah, I mean it happens, but it's not, but let's keep listening.
Vacation. But as the family grieved, Salamandra says she received a disturbing call.
I got a call from somebody, I didn't even know who it was, and they said that they was over there fighting that girl. And that's the way they left it, just like that.
So someone just called you, said that, and then hung up?
And hung up. Said,
I believe that it was one of the Cabo 6 that called Salamandra and told her about the altercation. I do. I think somebody there cracked and called her and told her what happened. I do. I think somebody cracked. I do. I don't think it was somebody from North Carolina. I think it was somebody from the trip. I think they felt that guilty, no different than when she talks about Khalil, and Khalil broke out in sweat, had to take his shirt off because he was sweating so hard after she told them that it was because of a spinal cord injury. It wasn't because of alcohol poisoning. I believe someone over there, one of the Cabo Six, cracked and called Salamandra and hung up. I do. Because it doesn't make sense. If somebody from North Carolina knows her and heard about it or saw the video, something like that, I feel like they would say who they are. Like what, I mean, there would be no point, to not to. They're like, look, girl, I love you and your family, but girl, I heard they was over there hitting on that girl. They was over there fighting that girl down there, girl. That's what they said, girl. They didn't give no information besides that Shanquella got into a fight. So that's why I believe it was one of them, because they were involved. So why not say who fought her? Like they didn't say any of that. They just told her that it was an altercation, that she had gotten, that they were over there fighting. They were over there fighting her, meaning more than one, was over there fighting her. So I believe that it was somebody from the trip. I do. I think it was one of them. I do. I think that they called her and froze. I feel like they wanted to tell her more, but it had to be quick because they were still there. So, and y'all know, after something like that happened, y'all be watching each other like a hawk, So I feel like they called her real quick, said it, and hung up, and then just like went back in the room, or something. I don't know, but I just feel like it was one of them. I think one of the Cabo Six, because she has no idea who it was, and her friends can hang with those girls like that. That Malik's voice, well, not Malik, Khalil's voice, I think she probably would have recognized, but the rest of them, it's not like they were best friends with Shanquella over her house all the time, so her mom could differentiate the voices and stuff like that. They weren't that close, like at all. They're cool, but they weren't close. Khalil, I feel like she would have, recognized his voice, but Winter or Elise or Alice, how you said Elise, one of them definitely, it could have been, one of them. So that cracked. And another reason I think that is because Bernard, in one of the original interviews that he did, he said that one of them cracked, that one of them phoned back to the States. I think that phone call was to Salamandra. I do. I think it was to Salamandra. I do. And the reason why I say maybe it was Elise over Winter or Dejanay, especially Dejanay, is because Dejanay and Winter went to go visit her. Even after, everything that had happened in Cabo when they got back. They came to visit Alice, she never did. Guilty conscience. So I think maybe she was the one that cracked, just maybe it was her. But he did state that one of them cracked and called back to the States while in Cabo. So I do think it was one of the women, either Winter or Elise, but my money is on Elise, that she may have been the one that called her and anonymously told her that there was a fight.
They was over there fighting. I don't know why they keep talking about alcohol poison.
Salamandra telling us she confronted the friends about that call when they visited her at home in Charlotte, North Carolina.
They was crying and say they never had a fight. They even sit here and say they was picking out what they was wearing to the funeral. They sit down here and we was talking about what colors we was going to wear and what we was going to do. And they sit here and say, pick out what they was wearing to the funeral.
As Shanquella's
with Salamandra stating that they were sitting here, Winter, Khalil, and Dejanay, picking out what they were going to wear was after Shanquella had passed away. So when they came over there sitting in front of Shanquella's mom's face, Salamandra's face, lying to her, telling her that it was alcohol poisoning and that there was no physical altercation, because this was the same time Salamandra confronted them about the alleged physical altercation, right? This was at the same time, same day. And this is when the girls, Winter and Dejanay, and maybe Khalil, I don't know if it was Khalil, but I know Winter and Dejanay, were stating what they were going to wear to her funeral. The colors and all of that, which is super sadistic, just sick and just like crazy. Still for them to just be like, oh, well, her favorite color was this, or what was her favorite color? We'll all wear that. It's just like, wow. Knowing y'all took this girl life and y'all just Dirty. Now that is dirty. But no, none of this was planned prior. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how could they have been planning to go to her funeral before she went there if they didn't plan on taking her life? The type of injury, again, that Shanquella passed away from isn't common. Okay? It's not common. Like internal decapitation is basically, that isn't common. All right? So if you're thinking about taking somebody's life, why would they choose that way? Most people want to make it quick, get it over with, type of situation, if they're going to do it. So who plans that? No. Again, I feel that her passing away was not deliberate. I do not feel that they meant to take her life. I don't. I'll give them that. That they did. That's why I say it may not have been what you were intending, but it happened. There's been plenty of people that have gotten into physical altercations with someone and they pass away. They pass away. There's been some fights, a person that knock a person out and whatnot, they get up, wake up, all of that stuff, go home and go to sleep and never wake up again. Not knowing that they had a concussion, stuff like that from being hit that way, and they passed away. It's still that person's fault. You may not have intended to take their life, but if you would have kept your hands to yourself, you wouldn't have to worry about it. Cause and effect. It's that simple. So it may not have started that way, but that's how it ended. That is how it ended. And instead of telling the truth, something that would have been easier to forgive if they all just told the truth, they chose to cover it up. They chose to cover it up. Go to jail. All of you are horrible people. All of you. All of you. Because it started off as an accident. It's not an accident after you start covering things up and leaving false breadcrumbs for people to follow just to get them off your trail. Like, yeah, no, that's not cool. All of y'all deserve to go down. Every single last one of you.
Family was making plans for her funeral. They received bombshell news contradicting everything they'd been told by the so-called friends and the police report.
When they called me and the autopsy came back, it all made sense.
According to the death certificate from Mexico, the 25-year-old died from a severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, a dislocated neck. There was no mention of alcohol or cardiac arrest, and the approximate time of death was at 3 p.m., just 15 minutes after the injuries.
So that's when Khalil was sweating bullets and all of that stuff. Mature Black Female Podcast says if they didn't mean to end her, they would have had remorse. I believe they did have remorse when it first happened. I do. I think they all freaked out. I think they was all crying, running around like didn't know what to do, type of situation. But after you do this and you decide in your mind that you're going to get away with it, you get kicked into survival mode. So remorse, all of that stuff is out of the window. Now it's, I got to get away with this. How are we going to get away with this now? The dog-eat-dog world. So they went into survival mode. So it's hard to have remorse when you are hiding. Because although the people can't see you, you see you. You see you. So if they truly didn't do anything, if that was truly an accident, they would have showed face and went to the funeral and have remorse, all of that stuff. But they're in survival mode. They're in, I got to get away with this, and by any means necessary. So you don't have time to sit around and feel sorry, or anything like that for somebody that you are trying to rid, that you're trying to get out of your life. I mean, you got YouTubers going around lying, saying that they had a party days after. They did. No, they did not. None of them were speaking to each other. If so, it was via phone. None of them were posting, nothing. They were all afraid. They were waiting for the coast to be clear. Then you got the ones that want to make it look like, because you got some that's going to be too scared to show themselves, and then you got some that's going to show themselves to try to make it seem like everything is normal, which would have been the Khalil and the Nazir. They kept going as if nothing, make it, oh, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. But Dejanay's not posting anything. Elise isn't posting anything. Winter ain't posting anything. Yeah, no. There was no party. There was none of that. There you go again with these YouTubers out here lying to make things up. Like, cut it out. None of it was part of. Elise's sister had just passed away the day she left. Like, what if she ain't gonna have remorse for Shanquella? She at least gonna have it for her sister. Which one's worse? She partying because they covered up an alleged death, or her partying because her sister just passed away? That's what I said. These YouTubers are literally just lying. Anything for you to click their video. It's disgusting. It literally is. Did nobody have no damn party? The Cabo 6 did not party after Shanquella passed. No, they did not. They steered clear of each other. It wasn't no more Mexico trips and stuff with the fake 3 with Dejanay and Elise and Winter. They weren't doing none of that. They ain't booked no flights. They ain't do none of that. They weren't in Vegas at a pool party. None of that. That's a lie. They steered clear from each other, just like they doing now. Because they could party now. They could go to the club now. They ain't doing it now, so why would they have done this? No. Because you already know people are going to be looking at what you do. Because they knew this was going to come out. This is not going to stay a secret. They knew it wasn't. Their main objective was just to get back here. They don't have to cover anything up. It ain't happen here. Prove it. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, so it's the liars for me on YouTube. Like, are you kidding me? Oh, they partied 2 days after. They partied 4 days after. No, they did not, idiots. Prove it. Pull up the date, all of them together, show all of their face. We want to see it all. Because we're done with the lies. Like, we're done. Like, cut it out. Like, it's disgusting. Like, her mama want to click on and see something like that. Her daddy or her sister want to click on the video you sent that they allegedly was partying, basically dancing on her grave. Y'all are trash. Absolute trash. And God don't like ugly. Whether you bug eye with wavy hair and think you're pretty, God don't like ugly hoe.
What went through your mind when you heard that?
Oh, just couldn't believe it. You know, we just got sick on the stomach.
Salamandra again says she confronted one of the friends who lived nearby.
They say Shanquella didn't die from no alcohol poisoning. They say she had been beating her neck. He broke out in a sweat, and he came out of his shirt. He was sweating so bad, it's like it was eating him up.
But soon, another punch in the gut. Graphic cell phone footage leaked online appearing to show Shanquella naked, physically assaulted by another woman, while others appeared to watch on, even encourage it.
Quilla, can you at least fight back?
All 6 of them had an opportunity to stop that situation. Neither one of them didn't do nothing about it. Who give them the right to take a life? He didn't give her no kind of care, no help. I can just feel her suffering, man. The last breath she took out of her body.
It's hard, but I want the world to see it. I want everything to come out because I want justice for my child.
I pray for her family and I pray for justice.
That video
Justice
sparking demands
Shanquella
for
Robinson.
answers.
I'm raising awareness for Shanquella Robinson.
Thousands of people across social media posting justice for Quilla and say her name, and hundreds attending her funeral in solidarity.
I just thought she would be burying me, not me burying her, man. When she came through the funeral home, I stood over, man, and I told her, baby girl, you would not die in vain. Daddy will get to the bottom of it, man.
But that
Bernard makes me so sad. Bernard. He does. He makes me so sad. And so does Salamandra. Like, they make me so sad. Like, they really do. Oh, my God. I love the Robinson family. They just make me feel so sad. Like, they just make me feel so sad. It's just so horrible.
at bottom is often a deep pit. Prosecutors in Mexico are filing charges for femicide, a form of gender-based violence.
The reality is it's a homicide case. And it doesn't change what you investigate. It doesn't change what evidence you need to convict somebody.
Mexican authorities issued an arrest warrant 2 weeks ago for one of the friends. The prosecutor in Mexico speaking to local news.
Is that Geraldo? Is this Geraldo? El Burrito? El Frodo? Is this Geraldo, y'all, in the chat? Is this Geraldo on this screen in front of me? Is this him? Are y'all saying no? No. But then Geraldo, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. With them Guadalajara lies. If this ain't the Mexican, the Latina speaking to y'all, don't believe it. Don't believe it. It don't matter if a blue suede suit, don't believe it. Don't believe it. If it is not this man, right here, because this is who Geraldo act like he is. You're not. You're not. Because this who would have that type of information that Geraldo swear he got. Okay? So if it is not this Latino right here, okay, don't listen. Okay? If it's not him, it is a total lie. Okay? Don't y'all listen to no more Latino reporters, none of them. Okay? This is the Latino that matters. Okay? So if he ain't saying it, don't believe it. That's why I have to ask y'all, because this is the person that got all the information. So why does Geraldo, El Frodo, act like this is his source? It isn't. It isn't. So yeah, if it's not him, don't believe it. Don't believe it.
Estos hechos a una amiga de ella, que es la agresora en este caso de la agresión directa, porque realmente no fue riña, es una agresión directa que realizó.
But officials aren't releasing any names and no known arrests have been made. Investigators now seeking to extradite the person of interest to face charges in Mexico, which could take a long time.
The Mexican warrant is worthless here. No sworn officer or agent has the authority to arrest anybody.
Where is Blue Suede Suit? Where is Alfredo? Where's Alfredo? Nobody in America, unless the extradition is signed off on by the American, first of all, the White House, okay, can go arrest anybody. They can, like I said, time and time again, all of them are free. All 6 people can do whatever they want. They don't have to hide. They're only hiding because they're public enemy number 1. But other than that, they don't have to hide. There are no arrests made, and there's nobody that can go in America right now that can go arrest any of them due to Shanquella. Nobody. That's simple. So this channel that's going around, all 6 people have been out. What? Nazir going around, his mama that won't shut up. Her ignorant country ass running around talking about the FBI cleared my son. Oh, what? Ain't no charge against them. They won't come to. I'm like, girl, you act like they was gonna come. They're not arresting anybody. They just want to talk. Like, that's it. Crazy allegations been made against you. So we need to have a conversation. That is it. Weird. They're not hiding from the police. They're hiding from the public. They're hiding from social media. Not the police. There's no reason to. The only reason they don't want to talk to the police, and they don't have to. The only reason they don't want to is because none of them are going to have the same story. That's why it is believable that Nazir spoke to the FBI, because he was the one that was lied to. He was not there when the actual crime occurred. He wasn't there. So his story is going to be different from theirs anyway. He wasn't there. Why y'all think he the only one out the Cabo 6 that's going live? Same thing, because to him, in his mind, he innocent. All of the other people know they guilty AF. They guilty AF. So, of course, they have nothing to say. Not a word. But the one that they lied to, oh, yeah, he gonna. Because he feel like just because I was playing with the corpse and playing music to a corpse and rubbing on a corpse and sitting next to a corpse and moving a corpse and giving corpse mouth to mouth, no compressions, just mouth to mouth, just because I was a hit necrophilic, I ain't do nothing. So it's just like, yeah, again, no one has been arrested. And they can't arrest them until an extradition has been completed. It's a process. So until it's complete, they have no jurisdiction or authority to go arrest anybody. And America, again, believes in double jeopardy. So if there's already a country prosecuting for that crime, America's not going to do it too unless they have to. Meaning that Mexico drops their prosecution, meaning that they drop all charges, and whatnot. Then America can pick it up if they want. And that's a process too. It's that simple. That's why it's important to stay on this. That's why it's so important.
Anybody on a warrant from another country. So it has to be vetted through probable cause and information that the Mexican authorities provide to convert it to a U.S. warrant strictly for the purpose of arresting a person.
Meaning that Mexico has to give them a solved, like I said 15 lives ago, Mexico has to send America a solved case without a reasonable doubt. You know that these people did this because this is out of our jurisdiction. So if they arrested somebody that's actually innocent, then America will be at fault. So if they want to sue for them false imprisonment and all of that, lost wages, all that, they have the right to, like, America ain't trying. We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. So y'all need to send us a case solved, and then we can turn that warrant into a federal warrant here in America for them, and then they will be wanted for a set crime that we know that they committed in another country that we have a treaty with through Interpol. So it's different. It's not just because the warrant is only active in Mexico. There's no warrant over here. So what they hiding from? If any police officer, federal or just local, talks to them, no one's arresting them unless they commit a current crime here. Other than that, you ain't got to worry about being arrested. That's how scary they are. And even with Nazir, he's so innocent. Why you didn't go to court? Why not just go to court? It was for 15 hours. You act like this is court for Shanquella. It's not. He was scared to go in that courthouse because he didn't think they was going to let him out. That's how ignorant he is. I ain't going because they might not let me go. All this stuff going on. They already think I'm this and think I'm. He's just an idiot. It's just like you can freely come and go as you please. They can't force you to do anything. So if the FBI came up to them, one of the Cabo 6 right now, and say, we need to talk to you, they can say no. If the FBI walked up and said, we have an open investigation on you, talk to my lawyer. And they can walk right past. Excuse me. I don't have to go anywhere with you. They can. They have that right. They're in America. They have rights. So they're not just going to strip them away because we don't like them. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't. So they really don't. So when they're going or allegedly talking to them, that's by choice. They can't force him to do a damn thing. It's just an investigation. That's all. There's no warrant to arrest anybody. So again, scary, but he swears he's so innocent. Why don't you go to court?
ABC News has reached out to the so-called friends who were reportedly in Mexico with Shanquella. They haven't responded to our request for comment. The FBI's Charlotte field office is also investigating the case.
Nazir, why your mama didn't respond? She seemed to be talking to everybody else. Why your mama didn't respond for request a comment since you so innocent? Why your mammy didn't respond since you're so innocent? Why she ain't called the ABC, let ABC News know that the FBI cleared you? But she on here telling gay people. Oh, okay, girl. All right. You so innocent.
What for you does justice look like for Shanquella?
for them to go back to Mexico and do their 20, 30, 40 years, whatever they give them. And they need to pay for what they did to her.
Next month, Shanquella would have been celebrating her 26th birthday. The holidays now especially tough for her family.
How do you want your daughter to be remembered?
As the person that she was loving, loved people, loved traveling. I hurt, but I also know that God don't make no mistakes. My heart gonna hurt, and it's gonna hurt for a while. But I know God gonna give me strength to get through it.
Hi, everyone.
That's so sad. We love you, Miss Robinson. Oh my God, prayers and positive energy being sent your way. OMG, we love you, Miss Robinson. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's just so, it's the holidays, her birthday coming up. And it's like, what's to celebrate? I wish I could do something. I don't know. But yeah, so that's all I have for y'all. I'm about to get out of here. I gotta get on the road. I love you guys. We'll be live again on Sunday. I'm gonna drop some videos tomorrow. That's all I'm planning on doing. Maybe station head. But that's it. I gotta get out of here. I love you. Thank you again for joining me. Thank you for all the super chats and super stickers and just support in general. Shout out to all the content creators that stopped through. Shout out to Donna Rabbit Hole. I saw her too, and she sent a super sticker. I was going to read it, but I got sidetracked. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, I love you guys. Stay vigilant. Don't just be out here believing these people. Like, don't. Let's deal with what is tangible. And justice is what we need to be worried about, knowing that this is going to be such a hard road. So let's hopefully help. I think in my mind, I'm hoping that the more we stay on this, the more higher ups are going to get involved, and to maybe this process can be sped up, in some way, shape, or form. If other entities start stepping in and overthrowing, no different than what just happened with, shout out to Brittany Griner. We're glad that she is home. Shout out to her. We're glad you're safe, Mama. We're glad you're back. Rules were bent, to get her here. So again, because that was supposed to be a long process within itself. And with all of the awareness that everyone was raising for Brittany, she's home. So maybe we can do the same thing for Shanquella. I'm hoping maybe some stuff can be sped up. Maybe certain things that need to be done, people are open and waiting for it so that they could get it on to the next person. And, all of that, I'm just hoping, that we could do that, collectively, as a group. It's going to take a village to help Shanquella. It's not going to just be one person. No, it's going to take all of us to get this done. The Robinson family needs our assistance. They can't do this alone. They can try, but we're stronger together. So again, justice for Shanquella Robinson and the Robinson family. Thank you all for joining me. I love y'all. And until the next show, oh my God, I love you. Oh my God, and bye.